It's been a minute since I posted a video about the NBA, and during that time frame, a lot has happened. But one team made the most significant moves during the offseason that took their team to the next level, and that team was the New York Knicks. They traded for Mikal Bridges and extended OG Anunoby's contract, who are both known to be excellent defenders that can make it difficult for the opposing team's best players on offense. They are also efficient three-level scorers on the offensive side of the ball, with each player being able to hit shots at the rim, mid-range, and make three-pointers. This will ultimately open up their offense and help it run smoothly in transition and when they get the ball up to half court. They also traded for a star player in Karl-Anthony Towns, who was one of the best big men in the league. This trade came out of nowhere because Towns helped his former team in the Minnesota Timberwolves make it all the way to the Western Conference Finals and continued to put up productive numbers that helped him earn different accolades like All-NBA and becoming an All-Star. They traded away Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo, who both contributed to the Knicks making it to the playoffs and being one of the top 5 teams in the East over the past few years. Although acquiring Karl-Anthony Towns takes them to another level than they were before. They even have a chance to win the Eastern Conference and make it all the way to the finals since they have more of a well-rounded team. I haven't even got to mention that the Knicks will be led by their superstar guard in Jalen Brunson, who had a breakout year last season with him making his first All-Star and All-NBA appearance. He didn't just lead his team in the regular season, but Brunson was excellent in the playoffs, with him leading the Knicks all the way to the second round of the postseason, even though their team was riddled with injuries to many of their rotational players. In the 13 games New York played in the playoffs, Jalen Brunson averaged 32.4 points and 7.5 assists, which shows people how important he was to their team and why he has become the Knicks franchise player. People know that the Knicks have one of the best teams in the league and can contend in the East, but they will still have to go against improved teams in their conference. But more importantly, they will have to go against the Boston Celtics, who are the reigning champions in the NBA. The Celtics were able to keep every player on their roster that contributed to them winning a championship last season. When the Knicks and Celtics faced each other in the first regular season game of the year, Boston won the game with ease in a blowout win, where the Knicks were never able to make the game close. Even though it was the Knicks' first game and the players' first time being on the court together in the regular season, this caused me to wonder how the Knicks season would end. Everyone knows that they have the talent to win a championship, but things like who they match up with in the playoffs, health, and how well the players work together on the court play a factor in their success. The Knicks head coach Tom Thibodeau is known for playing his players extensive minutes, not resting his players unless they are injured, and usually playing only 8 to 9 players in the game. This would be good for their quest to winning games in the regular season and obtain one of the top seeds in their conference in order to have home court advantage and have somewhat of an easier road in the playoffs. Since they will have their best players in the game majority of the time, the Knicks will have the advantage on offense and defense against different teams because they will probably have better matchups and more talent on the court. In the small sample size of games the Knicks played in, they look like a well-balanced group that can win against any team. However, they need to make sure they don't just rely on shooting a good three-point percentage to win games because they lost their first 2 games when they shot less than 40% from 3. And those games were versus 2 of the best teams record-wise in the East in the Cavaliers and Celtics. The Knicks are one of the top teams in three-point percentage but have a below-average total in made three-point shots, which is why I'm heavily focused on their three-point efficiency. Not to mention that they average a large number of turnovers during games, which can lead to them trailing in games and even losing them, which is another thing they will have to work on if they want to end the season with winning a title. Again, this is a small sample size and they will have a lot more times to minimize their weaknesses and turn them into strengths. With the Knicks going all in this offseason in their journey of trying to be called NBA champions, it's going to be exciting to see how their season turns out, and they will definitely be a fun team to watch with the amount of talented players they have on their roster.